of a mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
COVID-19 numbers continue to accelerating at an alarming rate.
Recommending that the province close down all public elementary, middle, and high schools for 2 weeks following March break.
Shutting down more than 20 schools in the city due to outbreaks of COVID-19.
Of the movie. What happened to the original plot of the movie?
Without a doubt, this has been the most unpredictable year we have faced. A pandemic is something I never thought we would ever have to experience. Going back to the first lockdown, we ended school before March break, expecting to return back in 2 weeks to our peers and teachers. Those 2 weeks turned to 4 weeks, 4 weeks turned to 6 months, and now a year, where we currently are. During this time, we realized the effect that this sudden change would have on our lives, back then and today, whether it be at home, in school, or on our overall well-being.
We were also never expecting to learn about Google Meets, Zoom links, or D2L. It was and still is a difficult transition for everyone. More specifically, the many people who unfortunately do not have a healthy environment to go home to, as well as have access to Wi-Fi or even a computer. From feeling insecure to turn on our cameras to cheating on tests and quizzes just because it's virtual.
All right, class. Make sure you take notes on this unit because there's a test tomorrow. Very important for your grade.
It was a never-ending cycle of just trying to get the day done. Now that we are in a home environment, we were even more concerned with getting better grades, especially as juniors and seniors. COVID not only affected us academically, but also physically and mentally.
As the pandemic continues, we have begun to realize the impact COVID had on us in different ways. Ever since the switch from in-person to online school, I already spend most of my day in front of a screen. With that said, I continue to spend most of my time on my computer, not just because of school, but as a way to distract myself or procrastinate my schoolwork.
From my perspective on COVID, I wasn't actually expecting myself to develop so many unhealthy habits. In the beginning, I felt being at home was an opportunity to self-reflect on myself, and it was. But that positive perspective on things lit out as soon as it became my new norm.
Since we are constantly surrounded by the news of increasing COVID cases as well as repetitive and exhausting days, I tend to take multiple long naps throughout the day just to simulate the feeling of time moving faster to make the day end quicker.
As time went by, it became harder and harder to keep up with my routines, nonetheless my work. Not long after, getting out of my bed to do school became a chore. I started to become unmotivated and lazy from being cooped up in my room all day. My sleep schedule was a disaster, and I barely had time to eat during the day. I didn't really care about improving my grades or learning about what was being discussed in my class. All I cared about was turning in my work on time.
The continuous lockdowns that last long periods of time have caused me to feel disconnected and isolated from my friends, extended family, and the rest of the world. Of course, we can stay connected online, whether it be through FaceTime, calls, or messages, but a screen doesn't compare to an in-person interaction. These next two clips are of our friends' perspective and struggles they've experienced throughout the pandemic.
What has impacted me negatively has been the structure of classes, but I think specifically the timing, going from about 1 hour and 20 to 2 hours and a half and jam-packing twice as much work has made it feel super overwhelming and overall made it super hard for me to concentrate. I feel as well that it's created a negative headspace of feeling alone and self-doubting myself during this time.
Online learning and with COVID has been very difficult for me because I struggle a lot with staying focused in class and procrastinating. So getting my work done has been a struggle for me. And just staying motivated and just getting all my work done and completing everything has been very hard because it's very stressful and it's hard to just keep doing my work.
Our main intent with this video was to bring awareness to the impact COVID had on us personally as well as our friends, and we did this by showing some of the struggles that we've experienced throughout the pandemic. By doing this, we hope to show that everyone is struggling in some way and no one is alone during these unpredictable times.
Of course, we can tell you everything will get better, and it will, but not as fast as we hope so. Therefore, after watching this video, one message we want to leave you with is that it's okay to not be okay. And although we all may be struggling, it's important now more than ever to prioritize your own well-being. We were also never expecting to learn about Google Meets, Zoom links, or
Hold on.
Okay.
Without a doubt,
Sorry.
This has been the most unpredictable year we have faced. I swear to God.